You. This is Point Izzy. Point Black on the scene, if you know what I mean. Coming with the facts, the crack backs, and the boom bip to the lying ass lips. I see Google is trying to pull a lot of verifying tricks these days where they want you to verify and put your picture and all this different stuff, and then it'll, clear up in a, you know, maybe a day or two or a month or two or whatever, and all types of trickery to get the face recognition, so be careful with that, as if they ain't doing that already. But when you see loading videos and different things and they want to verify your account, they want you to take a picture and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of crazy, But this is PBNN, Point Black National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well. Coming with the facts, the crack backs, boom bip to the line ass lips, the flow from the barrio and the heat from the street. You know what I'm saying? This is PBNN, Point Black National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well. Because this is what we must do. You know what I'm saying? And we see where a lot of different things are going on, and a lot of people are being exposed in more ways than one now that they seem to have their little new world order kicking. You know what I'm saying? We see a lot of little things that show what we were talking about many years ago and so on. You know what I'm saying? We see even one coming in, from the Manhattan, New York, 7 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time, where we see here, a lot of bull coming in. So we're going to take a look at today's news, because today is all about the PBN news and how we go. We always analyze and magnetize in case we have to see what's the next move. You know what I'm saying? In case we see what's the next move in this situation. You know what I mean? Notice that's been happening lately with this joint right here. Let's see But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need to really rock with that anyway, as we see in more ways than one. But at the same time, we still want to be able to see that situation as is. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, people, as I give my little ambiance sound that I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? That brings reality to its form. And tonight, we definitely, looking at that form in more ways than one. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure that we got that. So, as we see today, while we're trying to kill a little flotation with the rotation, we see what they're trying to do. But today we're going to look at some things that we need to look at, Excuse me for that moment, as I like the sky. We're going to look into many things, But today, I want to make sure that I pull that up so we can get to working on that. It's important we look at everything that we can. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Everything is important in these days. But we see we're coming in by Larry Salona, and Kyle, look like Shin, They look like Schmitchen, or whatever his name is, in this situation. Where we see a new thing coming in, where a new exhibit at a very liberal Manhattan church is raising some eyebrows for its religious take on gender identity. The God is trans, a queer spiritual journey, display display at the Church of St. Paul the Episcopal has some parishioners scratching their head, and some to run counter to the Catholic Church stance on transgender community. The church should not be promoting this. One, this is Eric parishioner told the Post. I understand there are transgender people, which is something, when you say transgender, you're talking about people who change themselves into something and not living as what they are. I pray for all people. I don't pray, but he prayed for all people, but enough is enough. It's a very good point. It seems like they are trying to force the gender on others. That's what I said. And also deceiving. The deceiving is what I don't get. They're trying to put their gender on others. Also, when a friend asks a priest about this, they didn't answer. You can't put this out on the altar and then hide it. Of course not. As we see. Of course not. As we see. Somebody running to fuck with my shit. But we see that in more ways than one. We see where they definitely don't want this to be, one of the things that they don't want this to be one of the things that is put in that position of that matter, because that's really what they're doing. We're still trying to figure out why it is they would do something like that. But the statement by this parishioner makes a lot of sense, and it was well said. You know what I mean? More ways than one, it was said nicely. We see Rockland County executive warns cops are deployed if New York City tries to bust migrants there. But we see where they're scattering these migrants all over America. We definitely see that. That's a fact. This is something while Mr. Q-Ball Adams played, Mr. Goody Two Shoes. We see Rockland County cops are deployed and ready to react if the Big Apple Mayor Q-Ball Greasy Ed Adams, spreading these people all across from New York, tries to bust hundreds of migrants to the quiet suburban community. Warn the county top pole. In more ways than one. We see that. We definitely see that. And he's not playing around. And Mr. Adams shouldn't be shipping them anywhere. Because, a lot of your politicians spoke about this bullshit and y'all didn't do anything to stop it in any way, shape, or form. Now that the people are coming, where do you expect them to go? The land is the land. But we see Adams never asked for an opinion. He just said, screw you, Rockland County. County Executive Ed Day, rail to WABC 770, 770 AM, radio host Robert, Storino or whatever, referring to, his owners plan to ship 340 migrant men to local Rockland hotel, to ease the city crisis. But shipping them around doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense to ship them around. Nobody wants to, have a bunch of this going on when it's easy for for America to help clean up their country in the first place and make this happen. But see, the Demon Democrats, to me, still have on the table and a replacement theory, such as the picture you see at the airport with the man in the green suit and a sword in one hand and a look like an AR rifle in the other with a gas mask so you can't see his face, but down below while he floats on the clouds up above, you have the regular people, all kind of migrants. So the plans is all within the same game of their Luciferian bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Anybody go with that. You know what I'm saying? We see what we go about comes under fire. Refuse to discuss force Vanderpump Rules topic during writer strike. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's it. She has a right to do so, you know what I mean? In more ways than one, she has a right to do so. If she chooses to, you know? She has a right to do so, Because some discussions sometimes really aren't worth it. But we see whistleblowers Biden bombshell letter to the editor, May 6, 2023, coming in. We see Joe Biden letters making a big headline drop by Post readers 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? You remember it's a later issue. You know what I'm saying? The issue, the whistleblower claims that the FBI has files leaking President Joe Biden, acting cheating president, to a criminal bribery scheme. It seems that the whistleblower are coming out of the woodworks to disclose all sorts of shady deals by the Joe Biden family. You know what I'm saying? Beat Joe in bribe scheme May 4th. You know what I'm saying? No wonder the White House is putting out, statements that the mega Republicans are out to get Joe Biden with all kinds of false allegations. They're not false. You know what I'm saying? The only false thing about it is people being false about it, but the truth is the truth, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. More ways than one. We see coming at Joe Biden with all kinds of false allegations. Doesn't this sound familiar? Starting in 2016, the Demon Democrats started a war against then the president and still the president, Donald J. Trump, Trumpy Bear, baby, which turned out to be based on false facts, as they say. What goes around comes around, doesn't it? You know what I'm saying? Great statement. Newark, New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? We see Richard Kitre, or New Jersey, as the wall slowly closed in around the Joe Biden and his family. My prediction is that we will soon see him acting more and more like a former head of the Genovese crime family. You know what I'm saying? The Genovese crime family, as we see. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who did that to my shit, but the Genovese crime family. Oh yeah, a little bit worse than that. You know what I'm saying? Crime family, Vince, I say Gnight, or whatever his name is, who famously, foreign fringe mental illness. You know what I'm saying? His famous fringe mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Genevieve, I guess his name is. You know what I'm saying? As he roamed Greenwood Village in his robe and slippers. You know what I'm saying? I think they're talking about Chinam Chinavesi. I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? It would be a win-win for the Demon Democrats if there ever was one Biden creepy family, you know what I'm saying, or one Biden in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? If there was, if there ever was one, it would be a win-win for the Demon Democrats if there ever was one. Biden gets to ride off into the sunset without having to answer to many questions due to his real or imaginative mental, incompetence, really, in capabilities, you know what I'm saying? And the even Democrats, get to remove him from the White House, you know what I'm saying, unscathed, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, you should know that was going to happen, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one. We see all of that happening because that's the type of shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? I guess somebody changed my little direction on my shit because I guess when my sound is in the back, they can't hear it clearly. Well, you're going to hear it now. But we see the U.S. must tackle police, you know what I'm saying? Tackle, it's going to keep happening, and I'm going to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. will tackle police brutality against black people. You know what I'm saying? Head on, UN expects, UN experts say. You know what I'm saying? And they got to really slow down. And black people also got to start to slow down too. It seems like we're hearing that more and more. Now it's coming from the UN. You know what I'm saying? The League of Nations in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? Where Malcolm was going to take our case to, you know what I'm saying? We got to see if we can take our case and make a strong case as the people as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Media blind eye to, Joe Penn and shut case in Joe Biden's corruption allegation. Oh yeah. They're gonna make sure the media will make sure that's why he was controlling the media, and Mark Zuckerberg were licking balls all the way to the heavens, you know what I'm saying? And these different media sites, including YouTube, in which I'm on now. You know what I'm saying? They're not escaping that situation in no shape or form. You know what I'm saying? They think that they're just gonna pull up, do what y'all do, and that's gonna be the end of the story. No, it's not. We see over 50 dead, 100 hospitalized, and 23,000 displaced by ethnic violence in India. You know what I'm saying? Manipur, you know what I'm saying? As we see, oh wow, so we see India has exploded. This is coming in by Sani, I look like, you know what I'm saying, and Kunai, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say the last names. You know what I'm saying? This is coming in by way of CNN News, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not disputes with them, you know what I'm saying? But we see ethnic violence in the India state of Manipur has killed more than 50 people, left hundreds hospitalized, and displaced 23,000 according to hospital officials and the India Army. Mm-hmm. At these 55 people, you know what I'm saying? These 55 people, hold on, people, you know what I'm saying? You know, like 55 people have been left dead and a further 260 hospitalized since the violence broke out between members of the Kuki and Maitel, or whatever ethnic group. That's MEITEL, ethnic group. Earlier this week, hospital officials in the city of Impora, or whatever, said on Sunday, the Indian military, on Sunday, I guess he said it on Sunday, how many was hospitalized and what the group and what the fighting was about. The Indian military, meanwhile, said that 23,000 civilians had fled the fighting, with displaced people being housed in military base and, you know what I'm saying, garrisons, you know what I'm saying, garrisons, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one. This is happening all over the world as we see, you know what I'm saying, garrison in the state. The two ethnic groups have been clashing in the streets, you know what I'm saying, in Hall or whatever, in India, in India's east and elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Gunshots, wounds are the most common injuries according to officials in Pearl or whatever hospital, the Regional Institute of Medical Science, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Jawaharlal Nehru or whatever institute, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Medical science and so forth and so on. The church, I guess it's in the church Hamapur or whatever, District Hospital. Most of the people are coming in with several bullet injuries, as we see, several bullet injuries in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? Bullet injuries are having been hit in the head with litis sticks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Mang Hazor, you know what I'm saying, the Miracle District Hospital in that part of the country. Videos and photos broadcast on local television shows vehicles and buildings set afire and thick black smoke blowing from the streets. India Army troops have been deployed to the streets and a 5-day mobile internet blackout is enforced. Yeah, of course, so we don't know what the hell going on. You know what I'm saying? The youth tribal leader who works in Port or in Phil or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a minute. We're gonna be doing this all night. You know, who works in the district? You know what I'm saying? We see the Indian troops. Hold on a second. Building set afire, black smoke blowing. Indian Army troops have been deployed to the streets, and 5-day mobile internet has been blocked out. The youth tribal leaders who work in Val, you know what I'm saying, told CNN his house has been vandalized and ransacked on May 4th, and that since then he had been staying in an army camp. You know, what we are witnessing here, unfortunately, there seems to be a very systematic, well-planned series of attacks. The execution is almost clinical, and they know exactly the house where people from the tribal community reside, said the leaders who asked to not be identified due to fear of their safety in more ways than one. It's crazy. It's crazy. But this is what happens. This is crazy. But this is what seems to be going on all over the world, and people are losing their lives behind a lot of these revolutions. I hope that the revolution is based on the oppression on the people coming from the government and the trickery the government has been pulling. Because that needs to be one of the things that many countries going to have to come to grips with, is their leaders and the leadership of their country, in which these people have carried on with, to make everything seems to be falling into place for one group and one group only. Everybody else seems to be a peon in the game, and that cannot be. We as a people must stand up all across the world against any type of tyranny that's in our government that is causing people to, to be, in the positions of not being able to live in the country peacefully in itself. Because there is no way that there should be war every time you turn around when you're talking about many things to do with, the government. It's really going to be a really ridiculous scene as we see. And like I said, many people are losing their lives. So this is something that we must find ways around to make it better for all the people on planet Earth, and not let any one regime or any one leadership of the country have more power over the people to where the people have to revolt against different factions that are fighting each other within the city. It should not have to come to that kind of violence in itself. You know what I'm saying? But this is what's been going on. And we see it all around the world, so we know that there is something that is moving that should not be. You know what I'm saying? It's moving and it should not be. in no shape or form. And it's really, really bold when we look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's really bold when we look at it. So, we gotta start looking at things from a brighter light when it comes to the lives of people on planet Earth.